Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another new format that I am trying here on this channel, but I am Bradley Overrated, and today I am reviewing one of the most unique games I have played in a long time. This is called A Dark Room, available on the Nintendo Switch. I couldn't find this game available on any other platform, so I'm not even certain if it's an exclusive, but let's jump into it. So A Dark Room is actually a text-based adventure. The vast majority of this game will be comprised of a bunch of dialogue that you have to read and determine what is your next challenge. It is really cool. It harkens back to those old classic 80s text adventures games a little bit. Not that I've actually really ever played any of those, so I was really excited to jump into this game and to give it a shot. And for only a few dollars, if I didn't like it, I didn't have to worry about it. But I am pleased to report that A Dark Room is actually quite exhilarating with a fantastic and surprising story. In A Dark Room, you start off, in fact, in a dark room, and you start a fire. And along comes this builder, and this lady, she has the ability, essentially, to help grow a town. She's there to guide you. She's there to voice her opinions and her concerns, all of which you will take in consideration here on the left side of the screen. And your goal is to keep stoking the fire while building up a town. But not all is as it seems, and as the story progresses, you start to question whether or not you are doing the right thing for the right reasons. It is an awesome story with some crazy cool plot twists. I'm not going to spoil anything here, but I was blown away that I could get so invested in a text-based adventure where everything is literally happening in shades and hues of white and black and gray on the screen. This is a micromanaging type of game, so if that's not something you're into, where you always have to be on alert 24/7 while you play a game, then maybe this isn't for you. But I loved constantly trying to collect wood and to build traps and to build huts, because if you build huts, you get more people to come in, and if you get more people to come in, you can do more things and you can collect more things, and you'll start getting things like scales and teeth and cloth, and eventually you'll upgrade to iron and be able to craft weapons, and you can go out and explore the world, and you can go hunting. And all of this, like I said, is done basically with words and a map that you'll be given after you acquire a compass and you go out and explore, and you can explore the areas. And it's just so fascinating how they managed to get what feels like a complete game in such a short amount of time, because this game only takes a few hours to technically finish. Not only that, though, when you do eventually go out and explore the world, you will discover that you are vastly underpowered, and you will once again have to micromanage your situation. You will need to bring water with you. You will need to bring food with you. Every area you go has a certain amount of threat, and the further you go from your home, the bigger the threat is, so you'll need to upgrade, like I said, your weapons and your items. You'll be able to eventually carry more water and more food, and you'll be able to explore more often. And what I really like about the exploration side of this game is if you die while exploring, you lose all of the information that you gathered along on that trip. So there is a penalty for death, which I think is great. And did I mention, the vast majority of this is basically done with just words, and the words provide excellent imagery, and it just goes to show you that you don't need the best of graphics to give you a complete story, a complete video game, and a wonderful experience. Now, there are some things that are negative, in my opinion, about this game, and it has to do, of course, with the text. It can be a little bit hard to read at times and to keep track of things, because all of the information that you get when it comes to your events and the people that move in, it's all on the left, and it's hard to read through all of that while you're trying to micromanage everything. Eventually, you won't even be looking at the left side of the screen to try to get an idea of what you're doing and what is happening. But for that first little bit, it would have been kind of nice if it just sort of slowed things down a little bit. I also would have enjoyed to have the fire last just a little bit longer, because always going out into the world and having to come back so quickly, it can be a little bit tiresome, in my opinion. I should also mention that this game does apparently feature a couch co-op mode, although I'm not at all certain how that works, and I did not test that out because I was just playing this game by myself. But I can confirm, since this is for the Nintendo Switch, that the game does work really well in handheld mode, although do be prepared because since it is a condensed screen, the words on the screen are going to be smaller, so you will have to focus a little bit more with your eyes. By the time I finished A Dark Room, all I wanted to do actually was jump right back in and play the game over and try things differently to see if there would be any different turnouts in my character and the story. It is a great text-based adventure game that I highly recommend you give it a shot if you have a couple of dollars to spare. It is well worth the money. So I am going to go ahead now and give A Dark Room for the Nintendo Switch a very, very solid B+. And that concludes my Overrated review. Guys, thank you so much for taking the time to check this out. I really enjoyed playing this game. I love unique experiences. Things like this are what gaming, in my opinion, is all about. It's nice to have a different approach to the way that you can tell a story, especially through the art of video games. Alright, that's it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I am Bradley Overrated, out like a trout, and I'll see you next time.